Okay, now we're ready to install our new stem, which I'm pretty excited about. It's gold, it matches part of my bike, so that's pretty cool. And it seems like it's pretty rugged and sturdy, that's for sure. Anyways, let's throw this thing on. Okay, upon inspection, the width here is a little bit less than what my previous stem had. Notice how there's a lip up here now? So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get another spacer, put up underneath this to get this to sit about there. So that way the new cap can fit on there properly. See how much space is left underneath there. So if you are ordering one of these, it's probably a good idea to get the spacer kit too, just so that way you have an extra one of these little spacers. So I'll go to the bike shop and I'll pick up another one, and then we'll be back at it to continue installation. If you were to put the cap in, you would have play like that when you're riding, and that is not okay. So we'll fix it, and we'll be back once I get back from the bike shop. Okay, so we're back. Got some headset spacers, and I got a bolt for the cap on top of the stem. If your bolt that you have from a previous bike is kind of flanged or countersunk, it's not going to work with this stem. At least the cap. You're going to need to get something kind of similar to that. Hopefully you can see it. Similar to that. I think it's an M5 or an M6 by 35. You can get them at the hardware store, and you can also get them at a bike shop. They may have some hanging around. Okay, so as you can see the steer tube is kind of on top of the stem. So what we want to do is we want to put a spacer underneath it to be able to lift it up just enough, so that way it's just under the lip on the inside. Directions say about 6 millimeters as being the maximum, but really the other thing you can do is you can line up this bolt right here, the very top of it, with the inside of your steer tube. As long as you have that covered, we'll be good to go. So let's take this off, add a spacer, and see where we're at. Now that actually looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. So take another look up at the top of it, and you can kind of see how far down it is. So you should be, I believe it's a maximum of 6 millimeters, but just a little bit below the lip for your new top cap to fit in there. And you want to make sure that this upper lip of your steer tube from your fork is at the same height as being on the top of this bolt, so at the 12 o'clock position. The idea is you want this bolt to be able to squeeze the steer tube. Now we can go ahead and add our new cap and just snug it up. Now that we've gotten everything snugged up in the back, we're going to go ahead and tighten our front bolts down to 9 Newton meters or 79.6 inch-pounds. When you are tightening down your two front clamps, you want to make sure the distance between the body of the stem and the clamp is the same on the top and bottom and from side to side. So we're going to use our torque wrench here. Go top to bottom. So just when you're done, double check, make sure that your stem is nice and secure, your steer tube, there's no slack or play in any of that. If you may need to either cut down your steer tube a little bit or just install another spacer either below or on top of the new stem, and make sure everything pulls together nice and tight. Your preload's good. You can steer, turn left and right, doesn't stick, none of that. Everything feels tight and proper, then you're good to go. Have a blast. If you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, just take it to the bike shop. It really doesn't take much time for them to throw a new stem on, and then you'll have the extra, I guess, guarantee that it was done right. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a great day. If you get a chance, go out and ride that bike. We'll see you next time.